Everyone, how you doing? So since you last saw us in Ontario, we've driven through Michigan,
Wisconsin,
South Dakota
and Wyoming.
Oh gosh, 4 states already. So we've had a bit of a mare this morning. I blew the electrics, didn't I? What happened, Bab?
Well, we had your hairdryer and the heater on at the same time, which was just too much.
So we ended up having to buy a couple of products. Gary's going to do some electrical fixing, aren't you, later?
I am, yes.
Yesterday was also a little bit of a nightmare because we had a problem with the coolant, didn't we, babe?
We did.
Oh God, have a look at this. Oh God, we've got a bit of a nightmare here. We've just stopped quickly and then there's been a load of coolant flooded on the floor. What's happened, Bab?
So it's just the lid came off the coolant reservoir.
You can see where it's flooded out on the floor. It's made a right old mess, hasn't it, babe?
Hasn't it?
So what do you need to do with this then? Because it's because we can't get the exact fit for the cap, isn't it?
Yeah, because we've been climbing hills all morning,
Yeah.
really steep mountains, the engine's been put under a lot of pressure. And that coolant is a pressurised system. So because it's not properly sealed, we've had to bodge it when we were lower down.
Right.
Now we're at altitude, obviously everything's increased and pressure's increased. So it popped off. But luckily we stood still while it popped off.
That was just a stroke of luck that we pulled over, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Getting on.
No, I think we're okay. The problem is, well, although we had a load of coolant left from the last time, it's only 3/4 full of coolant. So I've had to put water in for the other quarter.
Oh, God.
But of course, coolant doesn't evaporate under heat. Water evaporates. So by the time we get down to the garage, I'm fully expecting all that water to have gone, but the coolant will still be there. So I think we'll be fine.
Trying to keep an eye on the engine coolant, aren't we, Bab?
Yeah, just the engine temperature. Seems to be fine at the moment. We're not actually up to operating temperature at the moment, and we've been doing a couple of miles, so it's clearly not overheating quickly. So once it gets there, we'll just keep an eye on it and make sure it's at the right level.
We checked it this morning, and what's the situation at the moment, Bab?
Coolant's fine. There was a bit of oil needed adding, but that was normal anyway. So touch wood, everything is great at the moment.
Fantastic. So one of the things that you do on this trip is you go along the I-90, and we were so surprised at how many brilliant things there were to see, weren't we?
There's loads of them every single day. There's like something different.
We've got sort of sensory overload, haven't we?
Yes.
We don't know if we're going to be able to go back to normality after this because we're seeing such giant things all the time. It started with the in Blue Earth. We saw the 60-foot, well, it's 60 foot with the plinth, isn't it?
Yeah.
The Jolly Green Giant. It was brilliant. Gary got behind it and climbed up on top of it. It was fantastic, wasn't it?
It was a good day, that one.
And then we moved on from there and we went along to the Corn Palace.
The Corn Palace has got a really interesting history. It originally started way back in the late 1800s as a way to attract farmers into the region. Now the problem was there was lots of land, but the farmers who needed to farm the land, they weren't sure they'd be able to grow anything on it. So what happened is the farmers that were already there decided to prove that the land was good enough to grow corn. So they built a corn palace. Now effectively what that is a building clad in wood, and on that wood is artistic murals and everything made entirely of corn. Corn husks, the corn on the cob, all of that, and they're absolutely incredible. And every year the pictures are changed, and over history what that did was it proved to the farmers that the land was good enough and they could sustain their own families and lives by farming in that area.
Corn Palace even had a free tour guide. He was wonderful and took us all around, and it didn't cost us a penny, and we parked literally around the corner from the Corn Palace, and that was free as well. So absolutely brilliant family fun days out. We then went a little bit further along and we went to stay somewhere that I really wanted to stay. Have a look at this. Sculpture Park. And here's the entrance. What does it say, Gary?
It's Buzzard Row. They are reincarnated politicians ready to pick the bones of their next constituents.
Oh dear.
Because they've all got some way of attacking prey.
Look at these. These are giant sculptures, and there is a trail to walk down. And this is where we're parked. Look, there's the motorhome, and we're in front of the sort of a row of 3 goldfishes. Look at these brilliant sort of fish bones here. And this is massive. If you can see Gary's there, you can just get an idea of how enormous these sculptures really are. He's 6'2". This is absolutely magnificent. It's enormous. And then over here, you've got the ginormous horse in the background. So inside the ball, it's got the ambience of Indiana Jones. There's like snakes hanging up and everything. It's very, very clever. Here we have the artist himself. Tell me a little bit about this. This is magnificent, this ball. How long did it take you?
Well, this took 3 years. I hadn't moved here yet, so it's warmer weather to work in.
Yeah.
I live 150 miles away. I'm from cattle country. My father's a blacksmith, and I'm from where world champion rodeo riders come from. And I have a history degree. And
Wow.
So I thought I'd build a Neo-Egyptian architecture with a Brahma bull doubling as Egyptian longhorn. And because I had been a sheep rancher for so long, I put my Rambouillet rams guarding it.
How did you get this massive structure here? Because as I come out, I'm going to show how wide this structure is. You're just in the mouth of it, and it's massive. So how did it get here?
I couldn't actually levitate it by thinking. Not that I didn't try, but I got a headache. So I hired trucks and cranes.
Oh, you did? And how long did it take to put in place here? It must have took quite a while.
This one went fairly decently.
Really?
The horse did not go fairly decently.
Oh, okay. Tell us about
The
that.
horse, we stuck a 200-ton 10-wheel drive crane in a swamp.
Oh, gosh.
Did not know we were going to get it out. We got it out before it got dark. And the trench was like a World War I trench.
Oh, gosh.
And then we the crane cable caught the main, and it flung like a slingshot, flung a big piece of steel right through the crane driver's window.
Oh.
And we did not think he was going to be okay, but somehow it missed him, and he was not traumatized. I am still traumatized.
Been all over the press, hasn't it? Because the heads have been cut off your skeletons, haven't they? What's all that about?
Somebody jumped the interstate, probably a group of people it seems like, and they thought we were worshiping foreign idols.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, apparently they thought the Rambouillet rams were demons, and the head of a bull symbolizes Satan.
Oh.
It's the strangest thing ever, because a bull is a bull. It's Neo-Egyptian art, you know. It's like a riding bull. It's a South Dakota riding bull. And I was a sheep rancher. I put my Rambouillet rams guarding it.
He understands this artwork better than me. What did you say it was, Gary?
So this is about a choice in life. All right, so you've got here a standoff between a wild dog
Yeah.
and a bull. Now, if the wild dog doesn't attack the boar, the wild dog might starve. But if he does attack the boar, he might die because the boar might gore him. So it's all about choices in life. What choices do you make? Do you stay there and possibly starve, or do you go for it and possibly die? Very clever.
Absolutely loved the quirkiness of this Porter Sculpture Park. And then we went along the I-90 and found yet another free, fabulous attraction. We stopped at the Dignity Sculpture, which is 60 foot in height. It was magnificent, wasn't it, Bab?
It was. And it's not just the sculpture that was there as well. There was a museum that highlighted the Lewis and Clark expedition, which basically was two explorers who were sent by a president, I can't remember which one it was, to find out what was out west, to find out just exactly what America and how big America was. Very interesting.
It was super interesting. Really recommend going there. The sculpture is absolutely breathtaking. Following on the I-90 again, we then stopped at Badlands National Park and we drove the circuit, didn't we, babe?
Yeah, it was gorgeous, wasn't it?
Here we go, look at this. The start of the Badlands, and look what Gary's found. Apparently prairie dogs. I was expecting prairie dogs to look like wolves or something. Weren't you? Let's go see if we can find one. So by all accounts, they live in these little holes. There's loads of them around. This one, he's burrowing into his little hole, look.
Oh, that's what dogs do.
There it is.
That's what
He's found a toy. Oh, there's another one. Oh, look. Having a little kiss.
Oh, that one has like
A couple of them.
Interested in that toy.
Hello. prairie dogs. Oh, look at him. Aren't they funny? God, they did an half kick quick. Like a Mexican standoff between Gary and the prairie dog. Who's going to cave in first? They're really funny. They're used to people though, which is good. It means that people are being gentle with them. There is absolutely heaps of little holes around, so you've got to be careful not to stand in one. So when you approach the Badlands Loop to drive it, there is a station. I think this is to give you a national pass. We bought one when we first arrived, didn't we, Gary?
We did, yeah.
And hopefully we won't have to pay anything else then, because I think this is a national park, so this should be free entry for us.
Yeah, should be.
Finally, we get to use it.
At last.
Yep, we just showed our pass and had to show a bit of ID, and that's it. We're in the Badlands National Park. Just sort of said I would never go down where that bloke is going to take a picture, and then Gary's decided he wants to go. No chance. I'm not going there. It's really slippy stones. It's like a roller skate. No, thank you. God, hope he comes back. Is much more adventurous than me. We'll leave you today with the final little thing that we did along that area. We stopped at, what's it called, Gary?
A wall drug.
Wall drug. Oh gosh, I kept been calling it drug lord, drug wall, everything. I can't get the name right at all. So that was quite a quirky little stop. We didn't know what to expect, did we?
No, and it's been signposted for about the last 350 miles.
It really was. It was like stop at wall drug, drug wall. Anyway, I can never get my tongue around it. But it was really quirky, and basically it's almost like a shopping mall with lots of different shops inside it, and it's got the Wild West theme running throughout it.
Yeah.
It is quirky as you like, and we loved it. That's it for us this week. There's lots to show you next week. We're off to Deadwood. We're also off to Yellowstone. So if you enjoyed this and you want to see all them things, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for all your lovely comments and your big likes. We really love that. We'll see you next time, guys. Love you loads. Take care. Ta-ra.